Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back with another video for you here today. You guys seem to really like the last one that we did where we talked about top 5 games with the best graphics on Android and iOS, so I wanted to go ahead and make another type of these videos. That way we can include another 5 games that have some of the best graphics on mobile. Now, just like the last time, this is my own personal list, so if you guys don't see a game on here that you would like to see on one of these type of videos, then make sure you go ahead and let me know in the comments down below, and maybe it'll make it in the next video. But anyway, jumping straight into the list, number 1, we have Bright Memory Mobile. Now this one is a weird one because it's more of a demo than it is a full game. It comes in at $3.99 and it is available on both Android and iOS. Now this one, like I already mentioned, it's kind of more like of a demo than it is a full game. It's only about 2 hours long, but it does have some amazing graphics. It is kind of tough to recommend this game to buy for $4 because at the end of the day, it does feel like an incomplete experience since it is so short. But if you are interested in checking out the game and you want to see how it runs on your device and stuff, I mean, for $4, you can't really go wrong. I just want to advise you guys that it's more of a demo than anything. It's not a full game, it's not complete or anything like that, and I haven't really seen much info about it getting completed. So as far as we know, it's basically only going to be this. Now, number 2 on this list is a game that really surprised me, and that is Pascal's Wager. Now, we've been covering this game every once in a while here on the channel since the beginning, and it's just a game that really blew me away. It's essentially Dark Souls on mobile. It has the same gameplay, it has very similar themes, it has full cutscenes, voice acting, and all of that. It comes in at $4.99 on Android, and on iOS, I believe it is $6.99. However, it is very much worth it. You're going to get a lot of gameplay out of this, and like we already mentioned, it's basically Dark Souls on mobile. It has a ton of awesome features too that we don't really see in mobile games nowadays. It has controller support, it has mouse and keyboard support, and for those of you with high-end devices, it even has a 120 FPS option. So being able to play this game with a controller or mouse and keyboard at 120 FPS with that iconic Dark Souls-like gameplay, it's just a really awesome mobile gaming experience. The game does also support cloud saves, and it does also have adjustable difficulty settings, so if you're someone who's always wanted to try a game like Dark Souls but you found them a little bit too intimidating because the difficulty levels, well, in this game you can go ahead and adjust that and adjust it to your liking. Number 3 on this list, we have our first JRPG featured in this series and also the most expensive game that we featured in this series. This is The Last Remnant. It comes in at $19.99 on both Android and iOS. Now the reason why it's so expensive is because it's essentially a port of a console game. This was originally released on the Xbox 360 and the PS3 and later brought to the PS4 and Xbox One, and of course it eventually made its way to mobile and Nintendo Switch. Now this game is really good. I have it on the Nintendo Switch and it's one of my favorite JRPGs that I've ever played. It is a little bit difficult to recommend because it is so expensive for the mobile platform, but if you are into the JRPG genre and you like turn-based games and you're wanting something that is really worth the money and you don't have to worry about microtransactions and stuff like that, well then The Last Remnant is a perfect option. Now when it comes to controller support in this game, you would think that it does have full controller support because it is a console port. However, it's kind of broken on mobile. You can basically do everything except move your character, so it's a very awkward experience if you're going to be using this game with a controller, so I personally do not recommend it, so we're just going to go ahead and list it as having no controller support. Next up on the list, we have everyone's favorite multiplayer first-person shooter, and that is of course Call of Duty Mobile. Now COD Mobile is a free-to-play game, and yes, it does have controller support, although it is a little bit wonky, but you can play with a controller. Now it has some amazing graphics when you put these settings on the maximum settings possible. I usually play on low to medium settings because I want the max frame rate possible, but sometimes I forget, like when you turn up all of those graphical settings, it really does look like a console Call of Duty experience. Now most of you will know all of this information by now, but Call of Duty Mobile does have some pretty cool features for a mobile game. It has fully adjustable graphical settings, it has multiple game modes to choose from such as multiplayer or battle royale, it does have controller support like we already mentioned, and it even has high frame rate support for people who have higher end devices. On most devices you can get 90 FPS, and I believe on the Sony Xperia lineup you can get 120 FPS. Overall, if you're looking for the best multiplayer first-person shooter on the mobile market at the moment, then you really won't go wrong with going with Call of Duty Mobile. It's an insanely popular game, it has some of the best features and best graphics, and on top of all of that, it has the iconic Call of Duty gameplay. Next up, we have another console and PC game that's made its way to Android and iOS, and this one is Xcom 2 Collection. Now, this is a turn-based real-time strategy game, and it comes in at $19.99 on both Android and iOS. Now, it is a pretty hefty price tag, but again, you're basically getting a console quality game for that money. Now, unfortunately, despite being a console and PC game, it does not have controller support on the mobile platform. However, I have seen a lot of discussion as about whether or not controllers would even be better than the touchscreen controls due to the nature of the real-time strategy-based game, so it's not really that much of a downside. I have noticed that this game does go on sale quite often during the holidays for about $5 to $10, so if you're interested in it but you don't want to pay the full $19.99, then I would definitely recommend checking out sales and stuff like that, because you might be able to get it for even cheaper than that. And the last game that we're going to mention as an honorable mention is none other than Genshin Impact. Now, the reason why Genshin isn't getting a primary spot on this list is because everyone already mentions this game when it comes to the best graphics available on mobile already. One of the things I wanted to accomplish with this mini-series was to highlight games that have amazing graphics on mobile that are also kind of underrated, like games that aren't really mentioned that much and games that don't usually make these type of lists. However, it is hard to make these type of videos talking about the best graphics on mobile and not mention Genshin Impact. On the highest setting, this game looks like a PC or console game. Especially if you have a device that's able to run this game at the highest settings at a smooth frame rate, it really does feel like a full console or PC quality experience on your phone. The game is free to play, of course, and it does have controller support, although it is limited to only iOS, so unfortunately there is no official controller support on Android, and it even has cross-save with PC and console, meaning that you can have the same profile on your PC or on your console, play it when you're at home, and then when you go ahead and leave, you can go ahead and continue that same progress and that same profile on your mobile device. This is something we don't see very often at all when it comes to mobile games that are also available on PC and console, so it's definitely one of the best reasons why you should play this game. You can essentially play it anywhere and you can play it all on the same profile. But that is going to wrap up this list for the top 5 games with the best graphics on Android and iOS. Let me know what you guys think about this list down in the comments below, and if you have suggestions for part 3, then go ahead and leave them down there as well. But with all of that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.